This is dedicated to all my beautiful queens, all my beautiful ladies out there. She's a queen. Go queen. You got it, girl. She's a queen. You better represent. Go queen. Go queen. Go. She's a queen about her business. Queen. Working hard on a mission. Yeah. Head high, purpose driven. Purpose driven. Crown will never tilted. Queen. Go queen. Go queen. Go queen. Go. Represent. You're a queen. You're a queen. Oh.
So thank you guys for joining another episode of the Key Chat podcast. So today I have a very special guest. I have Miss Novi Brown, actress, writer, and she's a natural hair enthusiast. And of course, everyone knows her as Sabrina Hollins, the character on Tyler Perry's BET Sisters. How are you doing today?
Woo, woo. What's going on, everybody? Hi, how are you? I'm very grateful to be here. I'm great. How are you?
Doing great, great, great. So I wanted to dive in. When I mentioned on my social media that I would be interviewing you, everyone was, oh, what's going to happen with Sabrina and Calvin? So I just wanted to start off and dive into Sisters before we start talking about other things. So season 3 started with a bang, literally. So
Bang.
yeah. So how has the experience been working with the GOAT himself, Tyler Perry, and being a part of this wonderful ensemble cast? How has that experience been?
I can't ask for any better way to, start officially, quote unquote, start my career, because a lot of us creatives, our career already started a long time ago, but it just, takes the world some catching up to do. So that's just from all my artists. But yeah, it's really awesome to be with somebody who is such a leader, a person who really has his hands in everything. He's extremely talented in many different facets. He's extremely kind and generous man, and he's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? He's very, very cool. He's just a cool man. And the atmosphere that he's created is extremely family friendly. I think most people work there on referral basis. So that can kind of show you the environment, it's a lot of people are able to do different things within his studio space. Like they're able to grow their career and go different ways. So it's just really inspiring to see such a huge dream be realized, but, functioning. We were able to go back during quarantine. That was a big deal. So, and we filmed the entire season 2 during that. So it's just limitations don't exist with him. And it's really cool for me as an individual to be around the physical manifestation of what that actually looks like.
Wow. Yeah, Tyler, he just seems like he definitely, if anything, puts Black women on the map in particular, and he definitely keeps people working.
That's the period. Period. That's a fact.
But you know what's so funny? I was binging Sisters from season 1 like a few weeks ago. So I'm just watching and I'm like, wow, it's on like episode 20 something. And I'm like, he really puts people to work, in a good way. Because I was like, wow, there's a ton of episodes in just one season alone. So that's one thing I just really admire about him, that he keeps people working. So what can we expect with season 3? Without you giving everything away, but I had so many people like, what is going to happen? And like, Sabrina's my character, and they started naming different people, Andy and Gary and all these people. So like, what can you tell us?
All I'm going to say is this, like, you got to realize, a lot of people don't realize it. This has only been about a month or a month and a half in real time in the girls' lives, right? So it seems like it's a long time because it's almost like 24, right? Remember 24 was every hour you were following what was going on. That's basically what's happening in this show, right? And so that's the first thing. And then the second thing is Sabrina's dating. I don't know why y'all be acting like y'all don't be dating and having options. And you're like, I don't know who I want. Like, am I dating for the old version of me or the new person who I'm becoming? That's where Sabrina's at right now, and I feel like that's a completely okay atmosphere to be in. So I don't know, you're gonna have to watch the rest of the season to see where it goes, but it definitely, some challenges present themselves for Sabrina, and she takes some interesting approaches on how to handle those challenges. I don't think people are really quite going to expect what's going to happen for Sabrina towards the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? So just keep your eyes peeled. And now as for Gary and Andy, you know, they up to some mess per usual. All right. Yeah. You know, they're having their melodramatic romance, but we've all been there. I love this story because in my personal opinion, if you're a person who's been out there and you've been experiencing a lot of life and have a lot of different friends and you're active in life, you've probably been a little bit of all these women, period. Like you've been a little bit of all of them. And that's called living, y'all. There's no one way to do it. You know, there's no one way to love someone or be loved. And I feel like that's what we're talking about, the different expressions of love. Now, of course, some of them are a little tricky. Okay. Now, we might not all need a Gary in our life to experience what that could be. But I will say this, we need some flashback episodes, and I'm gonna keep saying it on every platform. So Tyler feels like he needs to make us some, because I would love to know how the girls met. You know what I'm saying? Or even how Andy and Gary met. Like, what was that day like? You know, where were they at? So I think there's just a lot of missing information. And of course, all of us have great imaginations. So we're making up plots in our head, right? We're like, oh, this is what's happening. That's what's happening. And to a point, some of the girls are doing that too. You know what I'm saying? They're making up in their head what's right for Andy, what's right for Danny, what's right for Karen, what's right for Sabrina. And and that's the dialogue we get to have. And I'm extremely blessed to be part of the open community dialogue about our relationships.
Now, out of the 4 characters, is there anyone in particular that you find yourself more closely related to? Is it just strictly Sabrina? Like, I know, like you mentioned a good point. Like, I know sometimes when I'm watching, I'm like talking to the screen at Andy, but you made a good point. Like, there really is a part of each of those characters and most women who have lived life. But is there one particular character that you feel a connection with the most?
I really feel right now, and that's what the thing is, it's so cool, right? You're aging and you're different. So it's like living single. You connect more with different characters at different ages and stages in your life. That's what's so awesome about art or a song or, you know, a photograph. It just brings you back to a different moment. So I feel like maybe right now I'm not like Sabrina right now because I know what I want. I'm completely different. People will be like, oh my God, no, but you're nothing like Sabrina. I said, I know, it's called acting. Y'all, it's called acting. Yeah, I know what I want. I'm extremely direct. So I'm not like her. I'm not in Andy's space anymore. Okay? I feel like all of us have been in Andy's space where we lied to ourselves so much so that we create this whole fantasy like we gotta get married. No, we don't. We don't. Haven't even met your kid yet, child. Like, what's going on? But you know, the Andy space, I'm not there anymore, meaning that just in my personal opinion, from the story that we know so far, me as an audience member as well, we don't really know what Andy and Gary really got going on. Like I said, we don't know the full story. We're only catching them in these hyper aggressive, crazy moments, you know, very dramatic moments. So I don't want to take away from anything else. So I'm not in her space. And I'm not in Danny's space either, because I feel like Danny's just as confused as Sabrina, but people don't want to say that's what's happening. Okay, because Danny's going back and forth with Preston. Okay, she's going back and forth. She's not believing him. She's not comfortable with him. She just does it in a different way. And then Karen, I'm not anywhere where any of these women are right now, because I'm not where Karen is either. Between her past and her present, you know, I'm not there either. Meaning that I'm not deciding between two people. So actually, I'm not currently in any of those women's states right now, but shoot, I damn sure have been in most of them.
Right. Well, at least you admit it, because I think sometimes when you're watching television, it's easy to judge the character. It's like, hey, a lot of times we've been through a lot of this stuff, and real people are writing this stuff anyway. So I know you're big on astrology. So I wanted to ask you, based on everything you know about astrology, if you had to guess the astrological sign of the main characters, what would they be?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I definitely know Sabrina's big 3 because I actually looked it up. Barry Jenkins does this too, I believe. He said that as soon as he thinks of the character, he looks up their birthday. and like the time they were born. And so that gives him the essence of how he can write the character. And I said, ooh, I want to apply that to my acting. I think that's a fabulous idea. So then I looked it up. The day that I booked the role is the date that I used. And I got Capricorn rising, Cancer sun, and Pisces moon for Sabrina, which I'm like, that makes so much sense because she comes off like, you know, put together, but she's very soft on the inside and she just loves her friends and cares about everybody and just, you know, has that kind of like mothering, nurturing kind of vibe going on. Now, I feel like for Andy is giving me Pisces energy too. Andy is giving me Pisces because remember, Pisces rules, you know, the underdog as well. It rules, you know, prisons. It rules the institutions. She's a lawyer, right? So like, to me, that kind of makes sense. Plus she has this fantasy about love. So she, you know, she's, and she dresses like bomb, right? The suits is always fire and all that's amazing. So
professionalism is key to me. When I stepped into this industry 6 years ago, I said that I would put my guests as well as my hairstylist first. Being in this industry has caused me to make great revenue, and it has allowed me to live the life that I desire to live. This is Keisla Wheeler, and welcome to Key Salon Coiffure. Key Salon is a multicultural, upscale, diverse salon. It's a Paul Mitchell focused salon that caters to middle class and upper class women. So this salon is a beautiful environment. It explodes with optimism. That's why the color is yellow. It's very sophisticated as well as fun, full of personality. You get a full experience in here in New Orleans East. Here at Key Salon Coiffure, our main focus is to give you top-notch service, luxury service, as well as a great experience so that you can continue to return. So thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
right? The suits is always fire and all that's amazing. So I'm like, she's giving me Pisces vibes with Capricorn energy. I feel like she might have a Capricorn moon, Pisces sun, and like a Taurus rising, meaning like she's about that bag, but she's a really dreamy girl. And then I'm thinking Karen is definitely, they said Sagittarius in the thing, I think, in the actual show. I could see Karen being a Sagittarius because, you know, she's a big boss. Like she has big dreams. She goes for it. She owns her own salon. I think that's so boss of her. So I feel like she might have like, she said she's a Sagittarius sun. So we're going to stick with that. But I also feel like she's giving me like Aquarius vibes because Aquarius is the rebel, the rule breaker. Okay. Like, I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm gonna do it for me. And I'm gonna stand up for my group of people. And then maybe I'll give her like Aquarius moon, Sagittarius sun, and I would give her a Pisces rising because Pisces is also the artist. So, you know, her having a hair salon. Then Danny is giving Leo. Okay. Everybody's like, Danny's Leo, straight up. Like she's hilarious, right? She's fun. She's a vibrant person, but I definitely feel like she has a Taurus moon. Like she has this chill vibe about her. You know, she works at the airport, meaning that she needs a stable paycheck, if that makes sense. And Earth placements like stability. They like to go through the same routines over and over again. So she's giving me like Taurus vibes. And, you know, then I think on the rising, I might give her Cancer because she'd be trying to hide her emotions, but she's extremely intuitive. Danny's extremely intuitive. Like she'd be picking up on a lot of things, you know, and that's what Cancers do. They can pick up on that, like under that subconscious current energy. And then I would give Fatima, I gotta give Fatima a freaking, she gave me Capricorn, don't play with me vibes. Like, don't mess with me. I am business. So I would give Fatima, I think did she say she was a Sagittarius too in the show, or a Libra? But I would give her as well. I think Definitely Capricorn moon, because that makes sense on why I feel like her and Andy would connect anyway. Because Capricorn is straight up to the point. I protect mine. They're family oriented, just like a Cancer. And that's why her and Danny would get along, right? That banter they have between her. Then I would probably give her a Libra sun, because that makes sense. She's a lawyer. She's really great at networking, beautiful. Her outfits are fire. You know, that's Libra energy, knows how to negotiate. They're the negotiators, natural negotiators. And then I would give her a rising of, what would I give her a rising? Maybe, this is hard, y'all. Maybe I would give her, Sagittarius rising could be a possibility, because she gives the mentor vibes, the guru, like, hey, I have advice for you. And that's Sagittarius energy. Like, I have wisdom and knowledge to drop. So that's what I think.
Wow, that was interesting. I've been dying to ask you that. I just definitely want to get your perspective on the astrological signs of the characters, because they go through a lot of stuff on the show. So and I'm big on signs too. I'm an Aries, so I'm always thinking I know everything. So I definitely want to know.
I love it. I love that you're an Aries. You're a leader. You're a pioneer. You're the first in your family to do things. Make sure that you're taking facials and steams, because hot weather is good for you. Like, sweating every day is a must do. So if you can get like to a jump rope or something every day, it would really help your energy.
That's funny you said that, because I feel like I have so much energy sometimes that I'm going to burst, like literally.
Yeah, I'm saying, I get it. Like, that fire energy is, I'm quick. I'm going to jump out this plane, and then we're going to go on this flight. We can go over here and book this, and we're going to do that.
And I love the heat, actually. It's funny you said that. Like, I can stay at the beach all day just to be in the sun. I don't like being cold. So that's interesting stuff you said. I was wondering, did you think anybody on the show had any type of Aries energy? So
definitely. I mean, even with the Leo and the Sagittarius, because they're still fire signs, you know what I'm saying? So they're still fiery. I feel like a lot of the girls, there's definitely other planets, there's 12 signs, 10 planets. So there could definitely be a Venus in Aries and, Jupiter in Aries, especially for freaking Andy. Jupiter represents your husband. You know what I'm saying? Aries represents, the go-getter. Like Gary's kind of aggressive. He's giving me a little bit of Scorpio energy, Aries energy too. I feel like that's on the men for sure.
Yeah, I could see that. So one thing I wanted to dive into, just your character on the show and everything that I researched about you, and your YouTube channel is lit.
Oh, thank you.
Naturally lit. I love it. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I feel like we both are passionate about, and that is natural hair. On your website, which like spoke to me, and it said women with natural hair needs to be seen on screen. Yeah. So one thing, obviously, anyone that's tuned into Sisters, you see the locks, you see the twist, and it's just like refreshing to see. So how important is it for you, like you said, natural hair needs to be represented. How important is it for you when you take on projects, to just show that natural hair?
That's all I do. I got into the business because of the imagery behind us. I know me, like, I'm an extremely versatile Black girl. I've traveled a lot. I've seen a lot of things, as have you, your sisters and your brother. Like, I know we are all over the world. We are just there's so many layers to who we are. And then obviously seeing it represented in this one monolith is so detrimental to our mental well-being, our emotional well-being, our financial well-being, our safety. Like, we're getting killed because of the false imagery in the media, in the news, and in some of these pieces that we see, you know what I'm saying? And it's just really disheartening to have to prove when we already as humans have a natural distrust amongst one another. Like, you have to then go above and beyond to prove your worth. And I just said, I'm not going to fucking prove my worth. Like, that's not what I'm spending my life doing. You're going to take me as I am, or you're not. Like, period, and I just feel as if that has to start with my imagery, how I dress, how I present myself, what I look like, beyond what I sound like, what I speak like, because the first thing you see is my face. I see your face. The first thing I said, oh, she's wearing yellow. She's giving me Oshun energy. Like, ooh, loving the hair. Like, I'm taking you in visually because, and there are a lot of people who do not have the gift of sight, you know? So this is on the people who have the gift of sight. We lead other people who don't necessarily have the gift of sight in this kind of way. We give them the information, you know what I'm saying? And now we're saying, oh, wow, your hair feels coily. Wow, you must be dangerous. You must be evil. You must be bad. And it's just so one-dimensional and so lazy as a human being. You know what I'm saying? And and then when I really started getting into my hair, I said, oh my God, people really think that we're dirty, like we're unkempt. I said, do you know what it fucking takes to get this twist out? Child, do you know what it takes to put these locks and these braids and all this other stuff in my hair? It takes, and then of course, you know, you start doing the research, you start looking at the tribalism, you start looking at the language, you start realizing, oh wow, the human body, yes, absolutely is but a vehicle, right? We are spirits inside of a human body, but baby, we're gonna rock this body until we can't no more. And we're gonna take every kink and coil, and we're gonna take every curve and every cellulite and every stretch mark, and we're gonna love that shit. Because at the end of the day, you know, who dictates, and this is why I love astrology, because Venus beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You might not like red hair, but I love it. So I'm going to put red hair on. You know what I'm saying? You might not like a large breast or nice hips, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm attracted to. Now, as a human being, you do not have the right to impose your standards of value upon me. And I think because we've been so misdirected and misguided in this kind of conversation, it's costing us our mental health and our lives. Like, for real. Girl, I put a weave on my head. I said, no.
Yeah.
No, who is doing this? I said, this is not normal. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel connected. And I get it, guys. Beauty is pain. Pain is beauty. And I'm with y'all on some of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna wear the heel sometimes. But even now, as I get older, give me a nice chunky heel. I'm not trying to have my toe fall asleep because of this weird societal standard that you think I should be living to, which does not even exist. Because at the end of the day, baby, you got a Venus placement, honey. You don't even know what you're attracted to. You don't even understand what you're attracted to is energy. That's really what it is. And this is what I'm doing, is I'm using my energy as a way to celebrate the rawness of who I am. And if I cannot do that, if I cannot do that at my employment, because there's literally been people fired because of their natural hair. That's ridiculous. Right. It's ridiculous. And it shows you the depths of insecurities that we carry as human beings. And it's sickening. Like, it's actually scary and it's sickening. And because I'm so observant of that, y'all, I'm a Scorpio. So, you know, I be seeing all the dark shit, right? So I'm like so observant of that. I said, no, I can't. This is not what I want to do in the world. I don't want to sink, right? Like, get out. I don't want to sink into this state of duress. That's why my hashtag is Afros are sexy. You know what I'm saying? Because Afros are sexy. Foxy Brown, let's get into it. Like, let's talk about it. And so I just really want to celebrate that. And I've committed, and I know it's something very simple, but it's a big deal because I get DMs from people and they're like, yo, your hair is fire. I changed my hair. I unlocked my hair so I can get twists. I locked my hair up. I did this, I did that. And I do my research. You know what I'm saying? I do my research. I look into it. I see which tribe is it coming from? How did this get here? What was the history behind this? So I feel like that form of self-expression, you know, beautifying your body, your vessel is a gift, and we should all adorn it. Like, girl, wear it. Wear that low cut shirt. You look bomb. Like, wear that jean and show your hips and show your curves. Like, you know, wear your bald head, girl. Shave it off. Like, go ahead, do your thing. And so I feel like hair is just, for me, it's spiritual. It's a very spiritual experience. And, you know, yes, it can be extremely intimidating to people, but it is what it is. Like, I'm going to express myself as rawly and as authentically as I can. And it's also an ode to my ancestors. You know, it's an ode to everybody who has done so much for me to even be here to talk to you on the phone, and we're hanging out and we get to, we get to chase our dreams and do our thing, So yeah, it's just really, really important for me, for people to feel good about who God has made them to be authentically, you know what I'm saying? And then you can adorn and decorate that, but love who you are without all the stuff.
Oh my God, I love that. Because even like I was telling you, like I video the shows now. And before, it's time to click on the camera, whatever, it was a point where I was like, well, let me like assimilate, to what looks good for now. And like put my natural hair on hold. And I'm like, that is like the stupidest thing you've done. Like I was just like, what?
Yeah, and you can't. As an Aries, you can't, girl, because you gotta always be original and you're the leader.
Right.
Girl.
And don't get me wrong, I could rock a wig. Like it looks cute, but I was like, this isn't fully me. And I'm like, there's no purpose in me going through this trouble before I click on a camera to prove what to who, like it's unnecessary.
And they'll read it too. They'll be like, oh, that's not authentic. Especially as as an Aries, because a lot of attention is on you and you feel it as a sun. Aries is like, okay, everybody's watching me. And it's true. They are watching you. But they're watching for you to lead the way.
Right.
They're not watching for you to follow. They're watching for what's she finna do? Okay. Okay, let me do that. So,
my spirit told me something, because the platform for the Q Chat is self-love. And I even asked my daughter, I said, am I selling out that I wear like occasional wigs on the show? Because I'm like, I felt like, and I'm not knocking anyone that wears wigs.
And we're not knocking anyone, because there's health issues. There's other creative things that you guys are doing. There's self-expression.
Right. Because I love hair in general. So however a person chooses to rock it, great. But for me, I was like, I felt like I was contradicting myself. Like, and like I said, I'm not knocking anybody else, but just for me, it just didn't make any sense. And I'm like, I have nice hair. I'm like, I'm wear my hair the way I want to wear it. And whoever receives it, cool. If they don't, cool. It's your option. But natural hair needs to be celebrated, and
it needs to be celebrated. Yeah.
Right, but beautiful natural hair it's an expression, wearing braids and everything. It's art. So it's just funny that you said that. And I really do appreciate that. Like when I watched Tyler Perry Sisters, number one, seeing the different shades of brown skin tones.
Ooh, it's my favorite.
It's like, even like the some of the promo pictures that are put out by BET with that gold and brown background, like it complements everyone's skin like so beautifully. Like it's just, I don't know. It makes you just giddy and happy when you see another brown skin sister and natural hair. It's a feeling. So I really commend that about you. How long have you been natural?
Ooh, I've been natural now 10 plus years, maybe like 11 years or so. And, I straighten my hair here and there, like once in a while, but I don't know, my hair is not there. And then one time, I did a hair review video a long time ago for these extensions or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, let me put it in. And for some reason, I felt so invisible. I felt so just like faded into the background. I went out and everything that night. I put red lipstick on. I was like, oh, we out, like we doing a thing. And don't get me wrong, it's an air of confidence too. But I think at that time, I was so involved in my natural hair and my natural hairstyles that's what my confidence now was over here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I just like the bounce of it. I like how the fro looks in the wind. I love the lioness kind of imagery that we're giving, when it comes to the crown. So, and it's just about really getting to know yourself, because when you're standing in the mirror for 7 hours and you're braiding your own hair, yeah, baby, like that's intimate,
Right. Do you feel like the industry pressures Black women to not wear their hair natural?
Of course, because they have no clue what they're doing. They're not well versed. They're not educated. They don't know. And I keep saying that's a specialist. You're not a hairstylist. You're not a makeup artist if you don't know how to do every hair, every skin tone. And that's just, it is what it is. An artist is extremely well rounded. Special effects artists are special effects artists. Just say what you specialize in, because they're scared to be educated on us and who we are and what we bring to the table. Yet they want to, it's such a fetish kind of relationship. It's very obsessive and like, it's weird. It's just weird. But now that because of so much work that has been put in before by a lot of our, Sydney Portier, Cicely Tyson, by Dorothy Dandridge. We have the listen. Now we have the Jordan Peels and we have the Ryan Cooglers, and, we have all these doors breaking down. It's becoming a requirement now. People are starting to understand and respect the process that it takes. Because, honey, first of all, a lot of this stuff is run by men. So they don't even understand what hair and makeup even means half the time. So they're like rush. They're like, oh, hurry up, get on set. It's like, no, we have to do hair and makeup. Like, this takes 2 hours. We have to put it together. This is a thing. And then we have to have it last all day. So this is why women are needed in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Women need to be put in these leadership positions, and women who reflect the stories that we're trying to tell. I should not go on a cast about a Black narrative and not see any Black people. Like, that is just insane, not to have any camera people that are Black, not to have any hair and makeup that are Black, not to have any producers or writers that are Black. The team should reflect, this applies to the Asian community. This applies to the Latino community. Right. This applies to every single community, right? LGBTQ, this should not be a movie about LGBTQ and there's no LGBTQ around. Like, right. That does not make sense, because as artists, it is our job to be authentic and to reflect what is happening in society today. And we can only do that if we are actually talking to the people who are living that reality. Period. Right. So, that's why it's a combination of laziness, miseducation, and fear. That's why the same redundant material keeps getting put out time and time again, because we're scared. We're scared to try new things. But that's where our generation is coming in. That's why I love social media and like all these other platforms, because now you don't have to wait for a production company to back you. You got your own production happening right here, right now, when I feel like it, you know? So, and now they have to compete with that because, everyday people, quote unquote, this is the Aquarius people, y'all. Aquarius, Leo's the star. Aquarius is the audience, right? But Aquarius is the progressive. This is why, quote unquote, the everyday person is becoming a millionaire. They're becoming their own business owner. They're becoming the star, right? This is why influencers can grab these high-paying, high-stakes situations, because it's in the hands of the audience. And that's why us, also as audience members and consumers of this art, we also have to speak up. Like, if this is not what we're into, we have to then reflect that in our behavior. Saying that, no, I want to advocate for more women that are I want to advocate for more women that are natural. I want to advocate for a writer's room that has more women in it. I want to advocate for this. I want to advocate for that. And so that's in the hands of the audience as well as the creatives. It's a collective effort, it's a collective effort. So, and you have to challenge people. I had my first cover shoot with a Black owned magazine, super excited for it. And, I asked if I could collaborate with them. And she said yes, which I'm super grateful for. And we have been texting back and forth for months and months and months. But I had to challenge him because I said, no, I need my photographer to be a Black woman. I need my clothing to be Black designers. This is a Black magazine. We need, I needed to reflect what I'm talking about. And so that's also where we people who are talent or people that are more visible than other people, we also have to speak up. And, shouts out to people like SZA, who will be like, no, I need my Black female photographer to shoot me for this cover. And okay, you don't want to do it? Okay, no worries. Right. Bye. That's Scorpio shit though, y'all.
You're right. And I mean, like I've said this with other actors that I've interviewed, we really do hold the blueprint on what represents us, and it's not easy, obviously, to put it out there, but you have to be that bold person to say, hey, this is what I want. And when you're creative, to really put that effort into representing us the correct way. Because if we leave it in the hands of people who don't see us, it's a disaster. And you can tell it's not authentic,
and we can't complain about it. And we cannot complain about it anymore. And that's one thing I really wish that we would stop within our community. We can't, at this point, we can do whatever, you know? So it's really a matter of putting your foot down and saying, no, I don't want this anymore. You know, money talks. So it's just like, you get to put your dollars, your hard earned money, you get to put it exactly where you want to put it, you know? So take that power. That's what the power you have. And the power is in your views and your comments and your engagement and who you support, and also the education around certain things. If we want to see more Black luxury designers, then we need to start wearing them, and we need to start talking about them and putting them in music videos. And we need to start, you know, doing the same exact things we do for everybody else and promote them for free all the time. Right? Like, we're promoting them for free at all times, like, ooh, this, that, and the third. And don't get me wrong, some of them get paid to promote, right? That's the sponsored stuff, but we also have the power. And that's why I love seeing things like, you know, Brandon Blackwood's and Teflar and like all these brands going up, because we're talking about them. The power is in our hands. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Yes. So another thing I wanted to discuss with you, obviously, I just love listening to you and watching your channel on YouTube. Like, you have so many deep videos. Like, I don't even know like where to start to tell you which one is like my favorite. But on the Q Chat, we talk about manifestation a lot. So I saw one particular video where there was several where you were saying some things that were like freaking on point. But I want to like combine a few that I saw to ask you the next series of questions. There was one video where you mentioned how you manifested starring in a hit TV show. Okay.
Yes.
And I talk all the time about manifestation, following your dreams. The only person that can stop you really is the reflection in the mirror. So can you please break down just your thoughts on manifestation and how just the manifestation of a better life really can change a person? So can you just break that down, your thoughts on manifestation?
Sure. I mean, manifesting is your magic, your magie, right? Like, since you've been a baby, since you was a kid, you came out with a vision, you came out with a plan, your natal chart. You came out with a plan, but your environment dictates a lot about the moves that you make, you know, and the information that you get in. But after a certain time, you grab awareness back and you realize that you have the power once again. Manifestation is merely dreaming and continuing to dream and then following actions on that dream. You can't talk about, I want to learn this language and then never take a course, never download it, never watch, you know, telenovelas, like never watch the actual, go to the culture. You can't keep talking about things and then expecting things to show up. You know, that's delusion. So there's a difference between manifestation and delusion. Manifestation is having the undying, mitigating belief that this is mine. This is mine, period. I don't care how it gets to me. It's mine. And that's another thing. You have to let go of the how. Let it go. It's going to kill you. Oh, is it going to come on Tuesday at 11:11? No, it's not. Don't worry about when it's coming. Just don't worry about the how or the why or the when. Just know it's coming. The goal at the end of the line is all that matters. And also, because when you try to hold on to how it shows up, trust me, God is not going to bless you the way you want to be blessed, because God has to maneuver and move things out the way for you to get your manifestation the way you want. But your manifestation will only come if you surround yourself by the magie, which is powerful language, powerful, you know, energy and vibrations, powerful people. Powerful meaning that they're in control of their own damn energy. They're in control of their destiny. Not, everybody knows them and they're popular. You know, this is why the dictionary is extremely important, because power is quiet. Power don't, you know, it doesn't need to force itself on you. Power is an internal, Pluto is an internal experience. And what you're realizing is, as you grow up, is that people have taken your power, your Pluto, your magie from you. And then you displace that into, you know, a projected reality where you feel like the universe is not set up for you to win. The universe has always been set up for you to win. You've just been keeping the wrong company. And that's something you don't want to say. And you don't want to say that, no, my cousin, yeah, we've been friends. This is my cousin. We're best friends. But damn, man, she's been talking about owning a bakery for 15 years and I ain't never seen her in the kitchen. Like, man, like she'll do it one day. But you don't realize that her Maggie is seeping into yours, meaning her Maggie of procrastination and not believing. And then you don't think that's going to spill over into the conversation or going to turn into some kind of jealousy or envy as soon as you start opening your nail shop. I understand family, y'all. I really do. But I believe in the depths of my soul that we choose who our family and friends are. And how long we stay around is up to us, because they are merely, like you were saying earlier, a reflection of our state of mind. So when we're drawing in people, places, and things that tell us we can't do it, it's because subconsciously that's what we believe for real. That's what we believe. So of course, I'm only going to, out of 8 billion people, why the hell would I draw on somebody who's so negative? Why am I the magnet? When you accept that you are the magnet, the manifestation, and you get to draw in whatever it is. And don't get me wrong, some of us are passing by. Sometimes it's just a conversation and a lesson, or maybe even a drink, or just information exchange, right? But I'm talking about those relationships that keep you stagnated and don't move you forward. These are people who don't believe in their own Maggie. They don't believe in their manifestation. They don't believe in their ability. So when you bring them a vision, they have no choice but to dilute and devalue yours, because they are so used to doing it for themselves. People only speak to you in the way that they can speak to themselves. I promise you, the only way that I'm able to pour so much out is because I pour so much into myself. It's the only way. And I refuse to live any other way, because I understand that, I don't know about y'all, I've died almost 3 times. You know what I'm saying? I've been on EBT. I've been homeless. I've been living. I've been out here living shit. And every single time God shows out, I still somehow have food on my table, roof somehow, somewhere to sleep. Somebody still was checking on me here and there. Yes, maybe you don't have somebody check on you every single day. But shit, maybe that one phone call or the stranger in the street that says, hey, I see you. That's it. And I feel like sometimes because of, all that fixed energy, we're obsessed with owning and possessing emotions and experiences so much, instead of just learning and letting them live. I don't own you. I don't own my child. I don't own my pet. I don't own my mother. I don't own any of these experiences. I merely get to interact with them. And once you have an element of surrender to your life, that's when the manifestation can really happen. When you are egoless enough to say, God, you know what? I don't even care how it shows up no more. Because that's exactly what happened for me. I was auditioning for this show on a boat in the middle of Greece with no money. And it's like, how did that happen? Well, I had a family friend buy this vacation for me and my mother. Well, I had a family friend buy this vacation for me and my mother, because I've been just working for this dream for so hard. And he saw how much I was struggling and, all this other stuff. Hey, Frank, shout out. And he was like, you guys need to go on this vacation. And I did the audition. And I honestly, at the audition, I was doing the audition. I was like, man, I don't even want to do this. I'm trying to get away from my failures. I'm trying to get away from my failures. I'm trying to get away from all the times I've been rejected right now. Okay, mom, let's do the audition. We're in the little spa room, and I have a full-on breakdown. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do, God. Matter of fact, I don't care anymore. I just want to get there. I just want to get there. Please. I just want to get there. I don't care anymore. And what I realized is that I hadn't reached a point of surrender so that God could give me what I needed and what I wanted and desired and more, and now look at where I'm at. Because then a month and a half later, I had another audition, and within a week I was in Atlanta. And by October that same year, I had a show on TV. That's not normal. That is not a normal situation, but there has to be an element of getting out of your own way. And that's what manifestation is. Manifestation is like a fucking obstacle course. You have to jump and believe you're going to make it to the next pillar, and believe that if you do fall, it's okay. Because I read this one quote. It says, even when you hit rock bottom, remember, God made the rock. So I was like, woo, hold on. I said, say less. Let me be down here then. If I need to be down here so I can understand what up looks like, let me be down here. And I feel like a lot of us are not humble enough to get our asses kicked. And I don't mean humble as in, because I looked up that word. It's not really a positive word. It's just, I'm used to saying it. So I'm going to take that word back. But we're not used to respecting the process of life. You know, we have to get our asses handed to us. We have to get kicked. We have to be deceived. We have to be lied to. We have to lie to somebody. We have to get our heart broken. We have to break someone's heart. We have to lose something. We have to gain something. That's life, y'all. And outrunning all those things, that's okay. Keep doing it. Your blessing. Your blessing. And so manifestation is a part of creating a foundation, a space where you're allowed to be vulnerable. You're allowed to be weak. You're allowed to be kind. You're allowed to be an asshole. You're allowed to be all of these complex things, because that makes you who you are. It builds character, you know, but you have to get out your own way. And you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're sitting here listening to this podcast, you could probably already think of 2 or 3 people that you know you need to cut off, you know, and it is what it is. And I know that sounds cutthroat and whatever, but that's life. That's life, because a lot of us are setting up houses where we were supposed to just stay overnight. That a lot of us are building homes when we were just supposed to stay for a pit stop. You know what I'm saying? And so manifestation is being true and honest with who you are and what you need and what you desire. You sacrificing yourself for somebody else is not what God wants at all. I am so over that rhetoric. It's so toxic, and it's small-minded, and it's extremely controlling. You know, I always think of the movie It Takes Two with the sperm racing. And I'm like, I always think of that. I'm like, your level of consciousness was so high as a sperm that you made it here. You have to understand God wants you to thrive, not settle, not lower yourself, not dim your lights. Why? Y'all, we're all grown here. You have sex. You see how much sperm comes out of a male sack. Why you? Why you? Oh, there's 8 billion people in the world. Everybody else I don't give a shit. No one is you. No one can be the lawyer you can be. No one can be the mother you can be. No one can be the seamstress you can be. No one can be the accountant you can be. No one. Yeah. So that's why you have to honor that. That's not narcissism. That is honoring the life that God has given you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what manifestation is, in my opinion. So many things, but it's honoring the life that has been given to you, the vision that has been given to you, and you will get it at any cost. And I'm not saying being an evil person, but any cost, meaning stepping away from your comfort zone, stepping away from your excuses, stepping away from your procrastination, because life is short. Whether you guys like it or not, it's short, you know, and what you do in between is up to you. You have the freedom every day to make a new choice, and just live minute to minute, y'all. Minute to minute. It's okay. Just minute to minute. Like, I'm really into this podcast right now. That's why I'm talking so damn much. But just minute to minute, you know, I'm right now, Spirit is speaking through me. So I'm like, minute to minute, you know, minute to minute. But just really, you can do it. You can do whatever you want.
Yes. It's the energy, because you're hitting so many points. It's like, oh my God, you know, and then it's like when you have like a dream, when you really have a goal, when you're really trying to be something, when you're trying to step out of your element, when you're trying to be more than the norm, you know what I'm saying? It's work. It's not like you're just gonna wake up in the morning and okay, I've become this actress. I'm gonna have this hit show. I'm gonna have this hit album overnight. It's not like that. And you're right. It's what we absorb. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're talking ourselves out of our dreams simply by our conversations with this person that has a dead dream, or a person that doesn't understand why the hell you want to act with Tyler Perry, why the heck I want to talk to people like Novi Brown or anybody. Like, why are you doing this? You know, so they're not going to say anything positive, and I hate to say that, but it's facts on facts. So like you just hit a word, and it's what we absorb too, what we watch on television, what we listen to. That's why it's important to have platforms that have positivity. That's why it's important to turn on a TV and say, oh, wait a minute, I see all these sisters with my skin tone. Wait, I with hair textures just like mine. I could be up there. Wait, this was created by a Black man who went through all this stuff and he still did it. Just like you say, you have to get out of your own way. And sometimes getting out of your own way, it may hurt a few people's feelings. They're not going to understand. Like, wait a minute, why are you trying to be this? Why are you trying to create Black excellence? I just want to, stick with my 9 to 5 that I complain about all day long.
But why don't you want Black excellence? What's up with that? Like, what is wrong with wanting to be great, like the greatest version of you? And why do people feel a need to, now is the right time to humble you when you're being great, like Sha'Carri, right? Like she's being great. Don't act like your favorite Olympian athletes aren't on steroids every day. Like, but y'all wearing their, you wearing their jerseys and all this other stuff. But okay, whatever. We'll just overlook that. It is what it is. No, but, and that's again why I want people to really move for themselves, because people have selective opinions. It's selective, because for Black women, how it is over here. There's a lot of things we can't do, we can't get away with, supposedly, says the crowd. But that's something we need to buy out of. We need to buy out of that mindset, because that's not true. That's why we're so studied so hard. And that's why we're copied and pasted. You can't, honey, they try to copy and paste the original, child. It will never be the same. It will never be the same. And that's why people need so many filters and all this other stuff on top, because you can't copy and paste the original, honey. Right. But once you, and that's why it's our jobs, like women like you and I, to continue sparking this flame, continue making this light brighter, because confidence is living. If you're not confident, you're not going to have a full life. And confidence means believing in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself and you have all these conversations where people are not believing in you, then what do you think you're going to do? You're setting yourself up for a limited experience when we're here on this earth. So that's what I mean about cutting people off. And when you were saying living a larger life, I hope nobody takes it as like, you got to be on TV and all that other stuff. Cause I want to take that away too. Like the only reason why y'all want to talk to me is because you see me every day. That's it. It's just about whatever's in the mind's eye and what's visible and all that other stuff. But if we had channels where doctors were saving lives all the time, oh my, Dr. Smith, woo, I saw what you did, Dr. Smith. I saw what you did yesterday. You said, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of perception and perspective, but living your best life is being happy, is being able to laugh, like being able to say, no, I tried it. Because as an actor, you have to understand, yes, I'm on a hit show right now and that's awesome. But there's so many people who've been on a hit show and they've never had anything else happen ever for their career ever again. And that's a reality I have to deal with, but at the end of the day, at least I could say, I was on a hit show. I did that. When I'm 80 years old and I'm talking to the babies, I'm like, listen now, you should have seen me back in the day. Oh, she was on she had a little billboard here and there, And so, but a little billboard here and there, And so, but you don't get to say that until you take the risk to actually try it, So don't live vicariously through other people, which is what a lot of us are doing via social media, living through other people, instead of attacking and approaching our own life. And I saw this other quote where it says, you don't want your body, I'm paraphrasing now, but you don't want to leave this earth with your body intact. You want to ride that shit till the wheels fall off. Like you want your body to be broke all the way down because you said, I did that. I did that thing called life. So, just apply it to yourself. And also remember, for all my people who are super nostalgic and it's really hard for you guys to let go of people, you'll always see them again. You will always. I promise you, there's a saying in German, man sieht sich zweimal ins Leben. You always see the same person twice in life. I promise you. So let them go. Let them grow. So then you can go and grow. And then you guys will meet back up again, because God brings people in your life so you can see them again for progress points. I'm telling you. So let that man, let that woman go. So now you can grow. And when you come back around, man, it's good to see you, man. That was a great time that we had, wasn't it? We learned so much. And then that's all that life is about. It's all that life is about. So just believe in yourself. You know, don't doubt your dreams. Don't doubt other people's dreams, because when you doubt their dreams, you're just doubting your own. And it's only going to come back to you, you know? So allow people to dream, allow people to be big and take up space. There's room for all of us, y'all. I know they want to try to make it seem like there isn't, but there's room for all of us, you know, and continue making art that is authentic and reflects where we're at today, and also where we want to go, you know? So that's really where I'm trying to be at. For me as an actor, I really want to do I want to do like biopics of legends we don't talk about. And then I really want to do futuristic stuff of like, where are we going to go? You know, what's next? Because I can't wait to see a movie where just Black women are just relaxing and existing, and they're not
struggling, being hurt, you know?
or being hurt or wrapped up in a man, you know? It just, and that's where we have to come in, ladies. We have to start making that content, and we have to start showing up for that content as well. You know, sometimes they're like, oh, your scenes are so long. I said, but that's how conversations are. What are y'all talking about? Like, y'all don't ever just sit with your friend for 3 hours and talk? Lies. So, you know, I think we're not used to slowing down. We're not used to seeing us vulnerable or confused, or we're not used to seeing us in a lot of other ways. And that's what I'm here for as an artist. I'm here to challenge you and trigger you and ask you questions subconsciously, you know, about everything about you, how you feel about your life. And I'm so grateful that you guys are so vocal and love us so much, and just want to continue having this dialogue, because we get so many messages of, at least I know what not to do, you know, or I used to date a guy like that, and I'm so glad I'm beyond that, or this show really helped me and my daughter come closer together, or, you know, now my best friend finally broke up with her boyfriend after seeing this show. Like, these are real. That's why I'm doing this, you know, that's one of the major reasons why I'm doing this. So if you guys can't understand that, I have nothing else to say, because, you know, if you can't understand that that's what art is for, and expression and showing up as your authentic self is for, then I don't know what else to say, you know, but I'm really grateful to just be in this position, because I just want women of color, and I want to get away from saying Black women. I don't know what other word we can replace it with, because we're not Black. Like, I'm looking at your hair is dark, and maybe on the Black side, but your skin is not that color. So I'm trying to get away from saying that, because there's power in the tongue.
Right.
But for the melanated queens out there, I really want us to be more mindful, more unapologetic, and don't be humble, because humble's not a positive thing. Humble means you're being minority, you're being less superior, and you get to take up space too.
Yes. Whoa, like you said so much, like so many gems. It's like absolutely amazing. I thank you so much for just blessing this platform and just dropping all this knowledge. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am just to have this conversation. You summed up, I think, probably 2 years of this show in just 1 hour. Message that I've been trying to give out. Like, you literally just 56 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is absolutely amazing. Before we end everything, please tell everybody like what's next for Novi. Tell them how they can follow you. Tell them how they can subscribe to your phenomenal YouTube channel, Naturally Lit. So just give everybody your contact information.
I'm so grateful to be here. Number one, you knowing Lisa was just so funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love how everything is connected. If you guys don't know, the magazine cover I did, she knows the person who owns the magazine cover. And this is exactly why, again, you want to continue working and continue building across, because, you know, you want to support, you want to be there. And so, yeah, I definitely have a lot going on. I'm a Scorpio, so I keep things low key. I'm like one of those people, like, just watch out for me. It'll pop up. It's going to be dope. But please follow me on Twitter. I do a lot of astrology breakdown there at I am Novi Brown. On Instagram at I am Novi Brown. I give you some fashion and some, you know, hair. We give you some Libra energy over there. And then on my YouTube, it's called Naturally Lit. I'm doing, well, I used to do makeup videos and hair videos. That was back in the day. Now I'm doing astrology videos. And yeah, So, and then I have a Patreon for my astrology, patreon.com/Novi's Notes, for anybody who really wants to get into astrological studies. I help you guys break down key codes and crack things and like really actually use your energy to help you get to your dreams. So that's what I love to do. I love to help people find their light. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And yeah, I'll be here.
Awesome. Thank you again so much. Thank you guys for tuning into the Q Chat. You guys can catch this episode and more on www.theqchat.com. And I hope you guys really did take in these nuggets. I talk about self-love and manifestation all the time. And Novi hits so many points. Whatever it is that you have in your heart that you want to achieve, you really can do it. And it may sound lighthearted to just say, hey, just go out. You can go ahead and achieve your dreams. But it's true. Whatever it is that your heart desires, the only thing that can stop you is your mindset. The things that you absorb. If you have a bunch of self-doubt or self-deprecation, you really can talk yourself out of a dream. And Black excellence, just like you said, it isn't necessarily being on television, being on film, being on somebody's record. Black excellence could also mean just having some great mental health, traveling, having a career that really sings to you, that you love. Black excellence means so many different things other than being famous. Don't let social media fool you. But
please.
You really want. And at the end of the day, the goal is to be happy. The goal is to say, hey, this is something I've been dreaming of for XYZ, and I went for it. Even if it doesn't work in your mind, it still worked because you went for it. God doesn't make any mistakes, guys. So please just make sure you're taking all the gems that Novi dropped. Like I said, she summed up 2 years of the Q Chat, guys. So please make sure you're taking all the gems that she dropped, and make sure you guys do the thing that I always end the show with, and that is to go love yourself.